so-called, used to call that a security zone for the Israeli. 95 kilometers in there, south. They took all these hilltops, all the villages around, over a big chunk of Lebanon, like over a 1,000 square kilometers occupied this area down to
الهيئة كانوا بيسموهم الكافة ولا ما بعرف ايش، يمكن هيك بهالهيئة. شوفوا شو صار بهالحديد هذا القذر الوسخ الدنيء، هو وأصحابه إن شاء الله إلى جهنم وبئس المصير، مع كل من اعتدى على أرضنا من فلسطين إلى أفغانستان إلى العراق الحبيب إلى سوريا. وكل من يخطط للعدوان علينا، كل الذين لا يعرفون أن الشعب السوري، الشعب العربي الحقيقي، هو الشعب المقاوم، هو الشعب الذي سيسترد الأرض غصبا عنهم، هو الشعب الذي لا يفرط بشبر من أراضيه، ابتداء من اسكندرون السليب إلى الجولان الحبيب وفلسطين قبل كل شيء.
They call it the grave of the invaders, and it says Sahel on top. Sahel means in Hebrew the military of Israel. The whole thing here, they call it the abyss, which is that word on the right of the grave. So we saved them the trouble of translating, so we put it. And the bottom here, Israel used to call Lebanon the quicksand today. That's what it means. Look at this quicksand. All the weapons here are old. That one is even Russian. It's not really American or Israeli. But this here, this very important tank here, this is the Merkava 4th generation. This, Israel used to call it a castle of the soldier, unbeatable tank, the best tank in the world. A lot of countries like India, like Turkey, made order from this tank, big quantity actually, from this tank because the advertisement. But in 2006 war, Israel lost big quantity of this tank in the war. It was one of the surprises that Israel didn't know the resistance have these rockets that could destroy this tank. Well, it was a big surprise, and they really didn't count that this tank is going to be destroyed in the war. A lot of countries that made the order from this tank saw what happened to it here in South Lebanon. They canceled the order. Erdogan went publicly on television and he said, we don't want this tank anymore because what happened to it in South Lebanon. That's why they have a knot on the cannon there. It's a lose situation to the Israelis. Here, this is an artistic work for the speech that Sayyid Hassan made in 2000 when Israel withdrew from Lebanon in May 25th of 2000. It's a national holiday to the Lebanese now. He went to Bint Jbeil. Bint Jbeil is on the border of Palestine. In that city, in a field, a soccer field, he made a speech. During that speech, he said, Israel more fragile than the spider web. We have here an artistic work in the spider web and the Israeli tank destroyed in the spider web. This speech really made a challenge to the Israeli soldiers. They accept that challenge, and in 2006 they tried to come to Bint Jbeil and they call it Operation of Steel Strength. They under siege Bint Jbeil for 33 days. They wanted one of the targets to plant a flag where Sayyid made the speech. That's why they call it Operation of Steel Strength, like our spider web made from steel. So they came to Bint Jbeil, they under siege, they couldn't even get into the city. They end up calling it a doomed city to their soldiers. They really felt more down than they used before. This forest here used to be bombarded almost every day by the Israelis from the hilltop behind us here. So they know the resistance live here, but because of the trees, by the way, these trees are green all around the year. So they don't die. They stay like this all around the year. That's why the resistance took us from the the advantage, so they could stay under and move freely, and no one knows what's going on. That's why Israel tried to burn this place up once. In 1993, they threw 500 barrels full of diesel to burn the whole place up. That's what left of them. But it didn't burn the way they want all at one time. There was spread burns like here and there. That's why it was controlled easy. We are here. These are very dangerous and internationally forbidden. There's internationally prohibited. There is a treaty in Geneva to prohibit this stuff. Only America and Israel didn't sign it. They still manufacture and use these weapons. In 2006, 30 days of the war, they threw 3 million of the small bombs, small balls, like you see them. But in the last 3 days of the war, Israel realized that the war is going to stop because of the resolution from the United Nations 1701. That's why they threw million. So total 4 million they threw in South Lebanon. The irony is no one knows where they are. Because Israel refused to give them map where these things come. Even the landmines, they left them in 2000. They left in 2000. They never refused. They never give them to the United Nations. So a lot of people are still dying from these rocket bombs and the landmines.
شايفين هالعقدة هي ما يقدروا يحلوها الحقراء هذول. هاي العقدة اللي أعطيناهم إياها، اللي عملنا لهم إياها. بدهم يعطيك ماتيريال في الماضي خوباكي. When they came to Lebanon, they gave them to the SLA. If you don't ask me who's the SLA, the South Lebanon Army. They used to be part of the National Army, and they went badly. They split from the Lebanese National Army, and they went to the Israeli. They fought Ottoman and celebrating with them, even fight on their side against their own people. So they were given these weapons because Israel never gave them their own manufactured weapons, or the Americans that they used. And these were never used by the Israelis, so they were put in a warehouse and were taken to the SLA. شايفين من هالمدفع هذا داخل طالع من الدبابة وداخل لوين؟ إن شاء الله هذا بيطيزن. أو هذا الثلاثي مثلا.
Which is the SAR 5 in the water naval boat, which destroyed in the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th day of the war. So they destroyed one of the naval boats, and then after that they destroyed that's what's left of it. Well, it was shut down, but it was complete. But with the Air Force, that's what happened when you look at this repair. It's a black hole. Pulling from the war, like the naval boat, one of them destroyed, they pulled all the other naval boats from the water, and that's what happened with the helicopter. That's why they was forced to pushing soldiers through, walking through borders. Before they used to transport them through helicopters in South Lebanon through air. But after this was shut down, they was forced to walk through the building. That's why they had big tank that the metropolis was destroyed. They call it Shinon. You guys have any question? Because we finished here, we're going to see now the other side of Wizyta. Guys, this here showing you how the resistance operates there, and the so little weapons, the simple weapons they have, they defeat the most powerful army of this region with these weapons. The road you're going to walk is recently made for the visitors. Before it used to be all the forest as you see it around us. Here's the bunker. This is for Said Abbas Musa. He's the Secretary General of the Islamic Resistance. He was assassinated. Him and his family, his wife and little Hussein, who's less than 7 years old, in the village called Wizyta. 3 Apache helicopters waited for him on open road, and they bombarded his car and destroyed the whole car with everybody in it. Anyway, this is the bunker where Said Abbas used to stay, and his voice praising God and asking him to take him as a martyr. Plus, you've seen him in the movie, feeding the guys with the spoon full of rice pudding. So this is the actual place, this is his personal stuff, this is his voice.
Jak słyszeliśmy, to był bunkier dla Abbasa Musawi. Tutaj urzędował razem ze swoją rodziną.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اخترت أن أكون في أكثر المحال قربا عني، وأي محل أقرب إلى رحمته من الجهاد والقتل والقتال في سبيله. وها أنا ذا يا رب بين يدي رحمته.
هذا هو الهاتف الذي كان يستعمله، والقرآن الذي كان يقرأ منه آيات الله الحسنى، وهذا المعطف الذي كان يرتديه وكان يجلس هنا.
وعيد الأمانة كيف أعيدها إن أنت أشرفت على عوامل
بحكي.
Okay. We have here Thunder 1 and Thunder 2. These are also one of the surprises that Israel didn't know the resistance have. Usually Israel from 1948 up till 2006 they strike and kill and do whatever they want, destroy the whole country like what happened in 2006, and nothing happened to Palestine, the settlements or the settlers in Palestine. But in 2006 picture was changed because of these rockets, or not just this, also there's bigger and better rockets that hit very important cities like Haifa, other big cities like Tabaraya, and Said Hassan threat, if you hit us Beirut, we're gonna hit Tel Aviv. Anyway, these made so-called deterrence with Israel, like an equation of fear. If you hit us here, we're gonna hit you back any place in the whole Palestine. The whole space is open to the Islamic resistance. Israel have an upper hand with the Air Force. The Air Force is the most powerful Air Force of maybe one of the first most powerful in the world. But in this region is no one better than the Israeli Air Force. But this way they have this rockets to equal opportunity with the Israelis. If you strike us with your Air Force, we're gonna strike you with this rocket. That's why Israel have to think twice, even 3 times, to make war on Lebanon from that time up, because they know that if they hit us or they make war on us, they're going to be affected in Israel. In 2006, Israel threw equal to 3 atomic bombs on Lebanon. All the gunpowder, all the power that they hit Lebanon, they bombarded Lebanon with, the United Nations estimated equal to 3 atomic bombs. But now we have rockets that is going to strike heart of Israel. That's why we call it an equation of fear, because we threat Israel. If they try to bombard us here in Lebanon, we're going to do that to their country. Actually it's Palestine, not their country. But anyway, that's why we have this rocket. One thing I have to explain, this rocket, the resistance have this rocket. The target of having or owning or buying this rocket, not to be of having this rocket, just to make Israel stay away from us. We call it equation of fear. This motorcycle we consider a weapon to the resistance, because they could maneuver with faster, and because they have a heavy weight on their shoulder. One person carry over 80-90 kilogram, because the Katyusha, the Grad Katyusha itself, it weight 65 kilo, plus they stuff with them fashion, whatever, all the weapons that they have and the ammunition, it's equal to like 80-90 kilogram. So the guys prefer to go on a motorcycle faster and easier for them to walk, instead of walking on their shoulder all this weight, so they use the motorcycle. We have here a sample how they operate. They take their stuff from here, put it down to the cave. Plus, you see all this weapon around you. These are the weapons that the resistance use against the most powerful army of this region. One thing I have to say, only smallest country and poorest country or of this region made Israel withdrew from Lebanon without any condition with these weapons, with these very simple weapons against the most powerful, the most advanced technology in the world used to fight these weapons you see in the front of you.
هل هناك لديكم شك بعد الآن بأننا سننتصر وأننا سنسترد فلسطين الحبيبة، ابتداء من فلسطين والجولان السليب ولواء اسكندرون السليب؟ وهل لديكم شك في أن سوريا المقاومة، سوريا الصمد، سوريا العز سوريا الشرف سوف تنتصر ضد عصاباتهم الإرهابية. إلى اللقاء.